So graphically, what does this mean? So I have a grid here. What I'm going to do is let's plot these points. So for f of x is 2x minus 1, we have -2, -3, which is over there. -1, -1, 0, 1, 1, 3, and 2, 5. And lo and behold, y at x plus b, it makes a line. Like that. And then if we were going to plot the points for the other one, really what happens is we're just switching the x's and the y's. So instead of -2, -3, we actually have -3, -2. This one's going to be the same, actually. -1, -1. Instead of 0, 1, we have 1, 0, 3 and 1, and 5 and 2. So what we have is, did I do that right? I did not. That's a 6. That's the 5 into 2. Let me say it looked off. So it looks something like this. So what kind, in terms of graphically, what kind of transformation does the inverse have? What's the relation to each other? And it turns out that the relation is interesting. The relation is that it's actually a reflection, but it's not a reflection like we've seen before. It's not a reflection over the x-axis or the y-axis. It's actually a reflection over this line over here. This is the relatively poorly drawn y equals x line. And what we've done is we have flipped, each point is flipped essentially over that line. Like they're all reflected over this line like that. And again, I didn't draw it really well. And I'm not sure where I went wrong, but I did. But roughly speaking, that's still true. It flips over the y equals x line, and that's the transformation. Let's try that out for these things over here. Let's say I wanted to draw the inverse. So let's say that this is our function. So that these three black lines are a function, and I recognize they're not actually a function. It's because it fails the vertical line test, but we're going to go with it anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of map our new points. So we're going to have we're going to figure out what are the points for our inverse function. So this point over here is -5 and 6. So when we flip it, it's going to become 6 and -5, which is over there. This point over here is -6 and 6. So when we take the inverse, it's going to become 6 and -6. And then these 2 points are joined. This one over here is -6, -2. When we change the x and the y, it becomes -2, -6. That's the problem. The scales are not the same. That's why it's looking a little bit distorted. And this one over here is going to be -3, -2, which becomes -2, -3, which of course is right on top of that. And that's what it looks like. So if I was going to draw it probably less distorted than this, what should be happening, so that's kind of with the grid, which didn't necessarily help as much as one would hope, but I think I'll try to rough it here. The original shape looked like this, and the inverse shape looked like this. And what it was, of course, was the shape is flipped over kind of the y equals x axis. So that part flipped to there, that went to there, that went to there, and that went to there.